In 1991, National Geographic magazine published an aerial photo of a peculiar architectural structure from Hong Kong. It looked like a massive doomsday fortress, with countless small buildings squeezed together to form a huge overall structure. This immediately piqued everyone's curiosity and led the whole world to learn about Hong Kong's darkest and dirtiest area, Kowloon Walled City. Kowloon Walled City was the most densely populated place in the world, without exception.
On an area of less than 4 football fields, about 50,000 people lived. If these 50,000 people stood on the same plane, each person would have only 0.5 square meters on average, and in such a place there were more than 300 buildings supporting each other, compactly arranged, making the entire area a maze that almost never saw the sun. This is the Kowloon Walled City in Hong Kong. It is like something out of a dystopian science fiction novel, a giant hive with all the elements needed to form a city. The difference is, it is incredibly chaotic. Sewage and garbage all over the ground, electrical wires chaotically arranged on the walls, and the perpetual dampness and stench of decay in the air. Casinos, brothels, and various criminal activities occur in every corner of the walled city, happening constantly at all times. It is rumored that even the police do not dare to enter Kowloon Walled City alone. But if we shift our view outside the walled city, you will find a world of peace. The city is planned very elegantly, with appropriate spacing between buildings, and there are even parks and sports fields nearby. Only Kowloon Walled City is an exception, like a piece of tofu cut out with a knife. So the question arises, why does such a strange phenomenon occur?
The history of Kowloon Walled City can be traced back to the Song dynasty, when a military outpost was established to manage the salt trade in the area. For a long time, nothing much changed here. It wasn't until after the Opium Wars that Hong Kong Island, Kowloon, and the new territories gradually became colonies, but Kowloon Walled City became an exception. Although the Qing government and later the Republic of China government both claimed jurisdiction over Kowloon Walled City because it was located within the concession and at the boundary of the Hong Kong government and British jurisdiction, Kowloon Walled City became a lawless area. This also attracted people with special purposes such as gangs, drug dealers, sex workers, and illegal immigrants to settle here. Additionally, the price and rent of houses here are cheap, probably only 1/5 of those outside, so even some honest and decent people choose to come here for a place to live. The population of Kowloon Walled City also surged from just a few hundred to several thousand in the next 20 years. Then, during the 10 years of war, a large number of refugees flooded into Kowloon Walled City once again. The original buildings could no longer accommodate the increasing population, so they continuously added floors on top of the existing structures. Although the Hong Kong police evicted the illegal residents in 1948 and demolished their makeshift houses within less than a week, these residents returned. When the Hong Kong police attempted to intervene again, the residents in the city showed unusual solidarity, which led to a riot, and the eviction plan was ultimately halted. At that time, the Hong Kong government adopted a non-intervention policy, and Kowloon Walled City began to transform from an unrecognized and unauthorized refugee camp into a place whose existence was tacitly accepted by everyone. According to statistics, by 1950, nearly 20,000 people already lived in Kowloon Walled City. There were no taxes, no commercial regulations, no healthcare or planning, and no police. Landlords in the city relied on low housing prices and the extremely cheap labor provided by the many illegal residents to attract entrepreneurs to set up factories here, producing simple products like plastic, textiles, dumplings, and fish balls, which were sold to the mainland, Hong Kong, and even worldwide. Some of the food that many wealthy people in Hong Kong eat in high-end restaurants actually comes from here, yet they are completely unaware of it. The average income of ordinary residents in Kowloon Walled City is only about $2 per day. With so many impoverished people and no one governing them, Kowloon Walled City began to develop its own rules and soon fell under the control of the triads.
There are numerous brothels, casinos, and opium dens in Kowloon Walled City, offering cheap services to the residents. To chatting with you and sparkling with young girls costs only $1, and with older women, only 40 cents. A pack of opium costs just 80 cents, and a pack of heroin costs only 85 cents. The little income people earn is almost entirely spent in these places, and for this, they work even harder. Kowloon Walled City never rests. From then on, it became a haven for criminals, and in the 60s became the center of Hong Kong's drug trade, seriously harming the physical and mental health of Hong Kong's people. Thus, in 1963, after more than a decade of non-intervention, the Hong Kong authorities attempted for the first time to demolish Kowloon Walled City and promised to relocate its residents to nearby new housing estates. However, under the instigation of the triads, the Walled City formed the Kowloon Anti-Demolition Committee, once again preventing this action. At this time, the population in Kowloon Walled City was nearing its peak, because the flight paths of nearby airport planes needed to pass over the Walled City, which limited the building height to below 14 stories. The residents living in this place had to endure severe noise pollution every day, but no one cared. The Hong Kong authorities finally realized that to solve the problem of Kowloon Walled City, they first needed to address the criminal organizations inside. So, in the mid-70s, the Hong Kong police conducted multiple raids and blockades on Kowloon Walled City, capturing a large number of criminals and contraband.
The security environment in the area began to improve. In 1984, our country held multiple rounds of negotiations with Britain, and eventually Britain agreed to return Hong Kong in 1997. At the same time, to ensure the safety of the residents and to combat criminals and criminal forces, both China and Britain jointly decided to demolish the Kowloon Walled City and provide substantial compensation to the residents. In order to ensure the smooth progress of the demolition work, in 1987, 400 officials from the Hong Kong Housing Department set up a cordon on the 83 streets and alleys leading in and out of Kowloon Walled City. They spent 6 months collecting relevant information about the residents and businesses in the city to prevent people from flooding into Kowloon Walled City to claim compensation after the demolition plan was announced. Ultimately, compensation was provided at $2,760,000,000, averaging $380,000 per person. On March 23, 1993, the demolition officially began and the entire walled city turned into dust and rubble. People discovered plaques, buildings, and 3 iron cannons from the Qing dynasty in the ruins, bringing them to light once again. They were later transformed into a Chinese-style garden, becoming a popular tourist attraction in Hong Kong. Kowloon Walled City completely disappeared, but today it remains a vague and terrifying nightmare for a generation of Hong Kong people. It transcended physical dimensions, leaving a very special mark in the long river of history.